everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be our school routine, so if you want to know a little bit more then keep watching. So welcome back everyone. If you're new to my channel, I'm Charlotte and I have 3 kids and this is going to be our school routine. I'm also partnering up with Fruibs in this video. I'm sure you know what Fruibs are by now, and they are a fab little addition, aren't they? And they are a regular feature in our packed lunches, but more on that in a little bit. So let's get started. So when it comes to our school routine, I definitely feel like I have to be prepared, and there are some things that I do that generally help make our lives a little bit easier. So I'm going to talk about our general routine, but also I'm going to start with the prep work and a few tips that I find really useful as a mum of 3. They all have loads of different routines and busy lives now, and I feel like these little things just keep me on track and I need them sometimes. So the first thing is doing the packed lunches the night before. If you follow me on Instagram or on YouTube or anywhere like that, you'll know I'm a huge fan of doing this. I feel like not only does it give me time to be more creative, because I generally have more time in the evening than I do in the morning, it also means that the mornings are free to focus on the kids. I don't have to panic about forgetting it. I don't have to rush around thinking, oh my gosh, I've not got any bread left or this, that and the other. And it always gives me time to nip out and get things if I need them. If you're ever worried about whether or not they'll stay fresh, the best way to think of it is that actually, if you buy like a sandwich from a supermarket and it's all been packaged up, the stuff you're making is probably going to be fresher than that anyway. You just need to make sure that you've got clean hands when you're making it, which I'm sure you already do already, and you just pop them in the fridge. So let's get on to the lunch idea featuring Fruibs. Okay, so these are the lunch boxes that I've made tonight. I only have Stanley and Daisy because Bill is with his dad and he is making his packed lunch. Also a Fruibs fan. So let's walk through what we have. I'm a big fan of giving the kids a really nice balanced lunchbox. I like to put in little surprises. I really enjoy doing them. Don't get me wrong, there are some weeks where it doesn't always go to plan, but tonight I'm pretty happy with these. So we have some mini sandwiches. We've just got plain cheese and then cream cheese and cucumber. We have some pretzels and some breadsticks to have with hummus. And then Daisy also has some peppers and a little cat pick here just to make it a little bit fun. We also have our Frube here. Daisy's favourite flavour is red berry because it's pink. And that kind of goes with the theme of her lunchbox. We've also got one of the free stickers that you can get at the moment in multi-packs of strawberry, red berry and peach. The kids love these, so I put them in their lunchboxes as a surprise. So that one's Daisy's and that one Stan's. Then they have some halved cocktail sausages on a little skewer there. Some fruity bites. These are just like fruit juice stars basically. Some mini chocolate fingers, just a few each, and then some strawberries. And Stan has exactly the same, aside from the fact that he doesn't like red pepper, so I've done him some cucumber sticks as well, but you can see it all there. And then all I do is I close these up and I put them in their like obvious lunch boxes, so to speak. So I put them in there. That's Stan's, and then this mermaid one is Daisy's, and then I put an ice pack in the morning just to keep it nice and fresh. So I've already mentioned why I like Fruibs there, but let me just run over a few things again. They're a fab source of calcium and vitamin D. They are fantastic to just chuck into a lunchbox. My personal favourite thing is that I don't need to worry about spoons going missing, because I found traditional yogurts, we're very likely to lose a teaspoon. It's always a casualty and it's always the teaspoon. They never ever come home. A bit like socks in this house. It's just, where do the teaspoons go? Does school keep them? Do they end up in the bin? My children don't know, and neither do I. So Fruibs eliminate that. They're also really child friendly. My kids find them really easy to use. They also stay fresh for up to 8 hours out of the fridge. So if you are popping them in a lunchbox, you know that they're okay to use. They're okay for your kids to consume. They taste really yummy. There's 3 different flavors in this multi-pack here. And weirdly enough, my kids all have their own flavour and it works out quite well. So Bill's favourite is peach. He loves anything peach flavoured. He's obsessed. Daisy likes red berry because the packaging is pink, and Stanley loves strawberry. So it's really easy for me to share them out that way because they all have their favourite. And actually, as a mum of 3, there's 9 in a pack, which evens out really nicely with 3 children because there's 3 each. And they are just a fan favourite. I love finding things for packed lunches that are not only easy to pop in, but also good for my kids, also something that my kids really enjoy, and also something that I can pick up really easily as well. Another fun thing for January is that in certain packs of Fruibs, you can also collect these stickers, and my kids have been absolutely loving them. I sneak them into their lunchboxes just as like an extra surprise, and Daisy likes to stick hers on a lunchbox and stuff as well, but there's loads of different like designs and they're just a bit of fun, and I love that. Like anything fun, anything easy, anything tasty, my kids are all about that. Now, my next tip is prepping in terms of other areas of school life, and that includes uniform. Now, I find not only does this save time in the morning, it also lets you know whether or not you need to wash anything quickly overnight, which does happen. Sometimes the baby wipe won't cut it. It also gives my children a chance to be quite independent. Daisy actually lays out her stuff of her own accord now, including like underwear and new tights and stuff, and it makes it easier for them in the morning because they know right where to go once they've had their breakfast and where to get dressed and what to put on. And I do that with all 3 kids now, and Stanley's getting to that age where he's getting more and more independent all the time, and he likes to dress himself too, but cutting out the middleman and laying out an outfit for him not only speeds things up in the morning, but it also just makes it a little bit easier for him as well. So I do that for all 3 kids, just make sure everything is ready for the morning, and then I don't need to worry about it first thing when I'm feeling a little bit tired. Another thing I do on the weeks where perhaps I'm not feeling myself or I've got loads on is that sometimes I will shower and wash my hair the night before as well. If I know I've got a really busy day ahead of me, I know that I can save time this way. It's not something I do every day, but it really works. So if you feel like you're not feeling yourself, you're not feeling very well that week, you're really busy, you've got loads on, just try it the night before, because actually the hot water really calms you down before bed, and if you have trouble sleeping because you're a worrier like me, it also helps for that as well. So onto the routine itself. Well, it normally starts at about 6:30 or 7 o'clock for us. Stanley is usually our first to rise, and it's kind of been like that for a very long time. We're very lucky, touch wood, to be out of too many night wakes in the middle of the night stage now, and my kids do all sleep quite well, and we wake up with him, we go downstairs, and then Bill will always be the next one to follow, and I would generally crack on with getting a few chores done around the house that I need to do first thing while we wait for Daisy to wake. So that will include emptying the dishwasher. I will sort out any laundry and make sure I put a wash load on, because in this house there's always a load of laundry that needs doing, and then I will start on the kids' breakfast. Now, they will have anything from cereal to toast to croissants to pancakes, just whatever they are in the mood for, and I will set that all out for them. And if it's cereal, I will put a few options out and let them choose which one works best for them, and if it's something else, I will lay out, like say for toast, loads of different spreads and stuff, so they have a little bit of independence there and they can help themselves. While they are eating, I will continue with doing other things that I need to do, like feeding the dog, letting him out for a wee, and sorting out their packed lunches and their bags. So obviously I made them the night before, and I will add an ice pack to each lunch bag, so I know everything's going to stay nice and cool. I pick these up from Amazon. I use them every single day and I can really recommend them, and once you've just got into the habit of adding them in, it just becomes second nature. I'll then put all of their packed lunches into their bags along with their drinks for the day, and I will place them by the door so nobody forgets anything. This will also be the time where I will make sure that they have other things that they need, so maybe ukulele or a letter or a form that needs handing in, just things like that. I'll just take a moment to check our calendar that we use. Mark and I share a app where we can both add to it and keep on top of what the kids are doing, and we find it really useful. I'll leave the app link down below for you. It's called Time Tree and we absolutely love it. It saves our bacon so many times. You can take photos of any party invites, you can take photos of any school letters that come in and upload them to certain dates, so you have all the information you need. That is a must with kids at school, I find. And then once the kids are finished with their breakfast, I will hurry them upstairs and it is time to brush their teeth and time to get ready. As I mentioned before, they do this relatively independently, but I'll always be there to oversee and make sure that if they need any help, they can get it from me. I will also take this time to quickly make their beds and open the curtains and getting everything ready for the day. A lot of the time they'll try and do this anyway, and I will just sneak in afterwards and neaten everything up for them, just because I feel like it's really nice for them to come home to a nice and tidy bedroom at the end of the day after school. Next up, I will quickly try and take the time to just get ready. Sometimes, as I did on this day, just keeping it honest, I don't always make it out the door looking, you know, the best version of myself. Sometimes I'll have wet hair like I did today. Sometimes I won't have loads of makeup on. Sometimes I will look like I do now and I'll have had a really good morning. But I just do whatever I can to make sure at least the kids are sorted. And because I work from home, I can always come back and sort myself out later on. So we do the school run. We walk to school every single day. And I quite like that. It gets us all out in the fresh air first thing in the morning. And, you know, yeah, sometimes it rains. In fact, a lot of the time it rains, especially at this time of year. But it's always quite a nice way to start the day. I always make a mental note as well when I'm on these school runs to make sure that if I have any errands to run or chores to do or things to pick up while I'm already out, I will make sure that I know what we need just so I can do that straight after the school run, because it saves me time in the long run and stops me having to nip out for things later. Then my day is usually a day of work. It can change because some days Stanley is home with me and we have playgroup and we have swimming lessons and we have all that good stuff. And then other days are a work day and I will just try and get as much done as I physically can. And it's always a juggle, but we try our best. And then when it comes to going to pick them up, there are a few things that I always make sure I do first. I always do a quick run around so the house is relatively tidy for when they come home, because again, I think it's just nice for them to come home to a nice atmosphere. Then I will stick my coat on, and I always remember to bring a few things with me. So I grab a brolly if I can remember to, sometimes I don't. I make sure I have my wallet just for any emergencies if we need anything on the way home. And I also bring a mask with me and then a snack for the kids. Now this is just a fruit snack that I brought with me today, but I find if I don't have something for them when they come out of the school gates, they usually get a bit hungry on the way home, and it just kind of keeps them in a good mood, if you know what I mean. Once we are home, this will be the time of day where if we do need any homework doing or reading books doing, then we will do them. And it just depends on the day, because normally on a Monday, that's when all of that comes in and I make them do it ASAP just so it's done and they have the rest of the week to enjoy themselves. Obviously, every child is different, and depending on what year group they're in or what school they go to, their homework and commitments will change, as will their after school clubs. But today was a relatively quiet day and I just let them get on with being kids and relaxing and having fun. So they watched a bit of telly and Bill played a bit of his game, and I cracked on with, again, making the packed lunches and washing the lunch boxes and prepping dinner. I just find that this is the best time to do it, because a lot of the time when they come home from school, they just want to switch off, a bit like we do when we finish work. You just want to relax for a little bit. You don't want to be bombarded with too many questions about what you did at school that day or what you had for dinner. And I've just found that with my children, at least, this works best for us. So while they're just relaxing and enjoying some free time, I crack on with the things that need doing. And as I mentioned before, it will be dinner time. We try and eat as a family every day when we can, but some days we don't always. Because sometimes we need as a break as parents, or it's mainly due to clubs because they have lots on. Between them all, they have football, jiu-jitsu, rainbows, all three of them have swimming lessons, and then there's cubs as well. And when after school clubs are back on, that's all added to the mix. So it can be very, very busy sometimes. So we just take the time to eat as a family as and when we can. One thing I always try and do is just try and carve out a little bit of time to spend with the kids. It's not always easy because being a parent is really busy, especially when you have work commitments and things like that. But I will always try and make sure I spend some time having fun with them. So we either cozy up on the sofa and watch something together, we have a chat, we read books, we play games after dinner, or we just have a little bit of fun. And I just thought I would show what I did incorporating Fruibs. And it was a little after dinner game involving fruits and Fruibs and guessing the flavours blindfolded. The kids absolutely loved it. Open your mouth. What is it?
Blueberry.
Well done!
I'm told you should put that in my mouth. What is it? Banana!
Yay!
Peach.
Yay! Well done!
You gave me my favourite one, so it's... What is it?
What is it?
Strawberry.
Yay!
My turn! Strawberry.
Yay! Do you not like kiwi? Yellow kiwi.
Yeah!
And then it will be back on to the same kind of prep that I did the night before. One thing I want to touch on though is, as well as obviously making the packed lunches and laying out the uniform, there are a few other things that I like to do for them as well. So obviously bath time helps to calm them down. We always do like bath, book and bed, and I think it promotes like a really nice calm sleep environment for them. Don't get me wrong, there are still days where they come down and sneak down and want to stay up late, but we do our best. Other things that I like to do are just prepare their bedrooms for nighttime. So I will go in ahead of time, I will close their curtains and blinds, I will stick a little night light on and make it nice and cozy, and I will pop a glass of water by their bed because sometimes they need that in the middle of the night, and that is okay. And I will just make their rooms nice and comforting. I will lay out pajamas for them, and then it's just all ready to go. And again, it's just that idea of them being able to come into their space and it feeling nice and cozy and just relaxing for them. And then once they are in bed, the only thing that I always do every night is just make sure that today's mess isn't tomorrow's problem. I just find that it helps me so much in the morning when I'm tired, that like the house is nice and tidy, that there's not loads left for me to do. It just motivates me and gives me a good start to the day, because there's nothing worse than coming down to mess or pots in the sink that you've not sorted out and things like that. So that will generally be the last thing that we do. And yeah, that is essentially our school routine and a few of my tips. If you have any tips, then let me know down below, because I'm always willing to add things to our routine that make things a little bit easier, because as I mentioned before, I don't always get it spot on and I always make mistakes. Like, I'm only human. So let me know what your advice and your tips are. Let me know your favorite Fruibs flavor, and thank you again to Fruibs for working with me on this video, and I will hopefully see you all next time.